So, hello to everyone and welcome to this technical steering committee of the Sylva project. Let's start. Well, the next TSC will be held in a couple of weeks and the date is September 27th. You will find in the minutes a reference to the LF Europe policies and some link to the white paper that explain why we started the Sylva project, the technical charter, and so on. Let's move to the general news. We have here a news from Orange, so I'll ask to Guillaume to present and comment it.
Yeah, just to mention that yesterday we have internally in our office in Rennes with Orange an Orange Sylva Development Day. So we gathered about 40 participants, so 40 salary of Orange, and we have mixed some common session, but also some epic with a dedicated room on the security, CI/CD, bar metal. Okay, so it was an internal event, and the idea is to test such an event so as the next one will be a Sylva community event with all of you invited, and especially the development team. I don't know, we can have discuss also with Luis, we can have a dedicated room associated to the onboarding session, but something we can organize like this, so it's feasible. And so maybe we have to plan this for Q1 or I don't know, but I think it's a good idea, and and the developer were very happy to meet in real life. So we had some Romanian, Lannion, Rennes in France, and also Indian team. So yeah, a good moment, and we think it's very valuable to have physical meeting sometimes.
Okay, thank you, Guillaume. The next point is a point for discussion and decision. It is related to the support of virtual machine on top of Sylva, and I leave again the floor to Guillaume to describe it.
Yeah, and with I'm happy that you will also join this TSC yes. Because we have not put this only under the work group 1. So we have started the test of KubeVirt on top of Sylva. It was for the moment an exploration. We had a demo a few weeks ago. And so here we are asking the TSC to mention that, of course, we are targeting CNF. CNF are our priority in the cloud native world, but we want also the opportunity to open to some VNF. And we see that we can have the value. For example, if we are thinking about Open RAN far edge, in an Open RAN, you can have a DU which is containerized, but you can have some VNF on the RAN side or over CNF that you want to be hosted on the same location. The same use cases on UPF distributed. We have started to make some POC and some demonstrators. So it can be valuable to have also maybe some VNF, for example, I don't know, a firewall which is not containerized, or some even some application that has not been developed in a container way. So yeah, so I'm asking a feedback of the different participants, and of course of the voting member, if you think that it's a good approach to open the door to the VNF. So the impact is of course on workgroup 1 to support KubeVirt, but also on workgroup 2 if we are okay to onboard some VNF on testing. I don't know, SD1 VNF or firewall VNF or something like this. So I'm asking the feedback of first the voting members and then 2 other members of this TSC.
Hello, this is Luis Velarde from Telefónica. I agree with this. I think VNFs may still be with us for some time. We may need in the same environment having CNF and VNF being managed together, because even though we are moving into cloud native, some things still will remain as VNFs. So we should support it. And exploring the option, and KubeVirt is one technical option to support this, I think it worth the effort to evaluate this.
Thanks. Giuseppe, Carlo?
Yes, I'm Carlo from team. We also agree that it could be useful to have some support for VNF, but I think that we should clarify that this should be an exception. I mean, something that is not something that we are supporting really to have big VNFs, but just in case there is a complete system that needs some small VNF, then we could support it on Sylva. We should clarify that our push is towards the vendors is to have cloud native functionalities, completely cloud native, and as an exception we can support VNFs. And another point is that the effort to support it should not reduce the efforts on other aspects that I think should have more priority, like the stabilization of the platform, the monitoring, security, and so on. So we agree that it is a useful functionality, but not with a very high priority.
Yeah. So you, if I want to rephrase, you are agree to open the door, but you insist that it's valuable when it allows to avoid having a dedicated, I don't know, OpenStack infrastructure to support a small VNF.
Exactly. I don't think we should give the message that we are open to support any kind of VNF.
Thanks for this clarification. Riyad? Riyad, you are on mute. We cannot hear you, Riyad. Can you hear me? Okay, I will ping Riyad through chat. And for the other participating member, eCube, Huawei, and so on, have you an idea on this point?
No.
Yeah. Well, I'm still learning Sylva, and we are also working with Orange and Telefonica and Huawei, by the way, in TM forum where the event is next week. So to be honest, most of my days are on the TMF, but we'll have more people starting beginning of October to work dedicated to Sylva. As far as VNF support is concerned, for me, there's already a lot of things that was done around the VNF on different platforms, especially on OpenStack, following the ETSI-MANO standards. And as the world is going now cloud native, for me, especially when you look at the edge, I will bet on CNF rather than VNF.
Yes, we do agree, and think it was also the clear message of Carlo, but sometimes for some vendors, you have no choice, or you have to wait for a couple of years. So it was in this case that we wanted to open the door. But yeah, definitely we do agree on the cloud native benefits.
No, but that's a good point, because today, when I'm looking at the network functions, at least the one that we are, for example, managing for our customers, all the vendors that they selected have both VNF and CNF. Sometimes for performances point of view, because they prefer to have a dedicated VNF, because they don't want to have over CNF running on the same machine, and then it's very hard to allocate the resources. That's true in the cloud, but when you are going close to the edge.
Hervé, I want to support your message when we are speaking about mobile network functions. We can have many CNF, but on the fixed network functions, I think that the market is not here today on the CNF part.
Yeah, it's still, but there's still VNFs everywhere. I agree with you, but maybe can we make the distinction that at least at the edge, only CNF will be considered?
Okay, thanks for this feedback. Any other feedback?
Yeah, I don't see any objection from our side. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, I think yeah, it was integrating KubeVirt to support virtual machine-based network functionality. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Joe. And Riyad, I did not hear you. So we are speaking about the relevance to integrate KubeVirt to, as mentioned, Carlo, to open the door to VNF, but by exception, because it's not definitely it's not our target. So I don't know if you have a point of view on this.
Yeah, I don't see any objection from our side, because I think they will both continue to work together in the coming time. So I don't see any objection.
Okay. Thanks, Giuseppe. I think I had the feedback that I was requesting for.
Okay, so let's move to the report of the different WGs, and let's start with WG1 that is related to the cloud stack development. Please, Mathieu.
Yes, thank you, Giuseppe. So we keep working for the V0.3 version of Sylva. The target is to be able to deploy on a full bare metal environment. So being able to manage management clusters in addition to workload clusters on top of bare metal servers. We do have some successful deployment for such a scenario. And we have to secure the CI for this scenario to really finalize the work about it. We keep working on the way we are managing workload clusters. We want it to be independent from the way we manage the life cycle of the management cluster. So there is work ongoing today about that, with potentially a two-step deployment. The first step about deploying the management cluster, and the second step about deploying workload clusters, not only one but several workload clusters. The work for this is still ongoing, and we are experimenting some features to manage that. We keep working on being able to support Kubernetes 1.27, both on the management cluster and on the workload clusters. We are facing some issues about that, especially issues with SUSE products. So we are asking SUSE for support about those specific issues with RK2 and with Rancher. So we'll wait for the feedback from SUSE about that. And we are starting also to define and test the scenario about upgrade workflows, being able, based on the GitOps workflow, to upgrade one specific workload cluster or several workload clusters or or the management clusters. This is under discussion today, and hopefully we will have first implementation of it in v0.3. Some things that I wanted to highlight is that we are going to update the roadmap for v0.3 with what is going to land in v0.3, which is going to be released in October. So part of what was targeted won't be in the v0.3, but hopefully just a few part of it. So we will propose this update in the next TSC meeting.
Okay, any question or comment on this part? It seems not, so let's move to WG 02, that is the validation center, and I leave the floor to Luis.
Hello. Okay, so thank you. So it's a quick update. Since the last TSC 2 weeks ago, we have 2 updates to report. First is the validation for the third CNF. You may remember that we have already validated 2 CNFs already. The validation for the third CNF has already started in the Orange platform. It's the new platform that we reported last time. So we have this new platform already, and as is validating a new CNF, which is the Nokia UPF. The status right now is that the validation team was assembled, is already working on this, and the cluster to allow the validation to have everything configured for the deployment of the network is being installed right now over the latest Sylva version 0.2. So this is one of the updates. And the second new thing since last TSC is that we have a new CNF added to the backlog. Is the signaling CNF from Ericsson, 5G signaling. We will initiate this in either the Telefonica or the Orange platform once the existing validations are completed. So this is what we have done as new things since the last TSC 2 weeks ago, and things that we need to work on for the next weeks is, first of all, we have to work together with Working Group 1 to incorporate the support of SRIOV over OpenStack, because it's been successfully supported or introduced for the bare metal flavor, but we need to have it over the OpenStack flavor as well. So we have to work together in this in the next weeks to have this available and deploy then an SRIOV capable OpenStack based platform as well. And then we need to complete the validation of the Nokia UPF in the Orange platform within the next weeks. It may take more than 2 weeks, but this is the next step. And we will start validating the new CNF in the backlog. We are assembling the team and preparing everything to initiate that. And there's no decisions to be taken at this stage. That's all about the Working Group 2.
Okay. Do you have any question on this?
Yes, you are requesting SRIOV support on OpenStack. Carlo, on your side, do you have any needs to have SRIOV on VMware?
We are not testing anything with SRIOV for the time being, but I think it will be requested for sure.
Yeah, eventually it will be needed. No? So all the flavors of Sylva
sure.
will need to support these capabilities, and actually any CNI that we may think, because any network function may require any of the CNIs. So eventually it should be required also in that environment.
But
and do you have such a CNF that requires to be deployed on top of OpenStack with SRIOV?
Yes, we have this. The VSL from 6Wind that was already validated in the bare metal environment. We want to validate it also over the other flavor, so as to confirm. And VSL could be, the 6Wind VSL can be deployed in any of those, so it's not limited only to one environment. So that's one requirement. And any UPF that actually the Nokia UPF that is being tested in Orange, we'd like also to test in Orange, I mean in the bare metal platform, we'd like to test it also in the other platform. So, and all the CNFs moving forward, all the data plane or user plane moving forward, we will be requiring that.
We also have to stick to reality, because I'm not sure there are realistic use cases for deploying UPF on top of a virtualized OpenStack environment. I don't know if Nokia or Ericsson is planning to do such a design and for the UPF component.
That's a good comment. As we always say that the network function provider needs to indicate, first of all, what are the requirements that they have, and secondly, which is the scenario, the environment where they are expected to be deployed. And if this is the case, it should be incorporated. But as I say, sooner or later, we will find CNFs that could be deployed in different environments requiring SRIOV and all of them. And the 6-wins PSR will be validated in these two environments.
Okay. Yes, and I'm sure that there are other examples of network functions that are CNFs and also on VMware environment are requiring the SRIOV support.
Okay, let's discuss that together, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have any other question on this WG?
So just an additional comment. As soon as we have discussed about KubeVirt, we have idea to test some SD-WAN vendor to onboard their functions on validation center. So we have some contact, and don't be surprised, Luis, if you have new kind of knocking on the door.
No surprise. We have a protocol defined for that. We just fill some information and we decide to add it, and it will be incorporated. Later on, we have to allow some time to test it because we have limited resources anyway.
But it's good.
It's good. Of course,
it's good problem.
It's good. Today we have the backlog. Later on, we will free the backlog.
Yes.
And we will need to raise a committee to manage the priority of the backlog. Yeah,
yes.
Right
now, all that we have is priority one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Maybe in the future we will have to assign priorities. Yes. You never know. So let's move to the next WG, that is WG3 on security requirement. I don't see Théophile, so I believe that Guillaume will describe this.
Yeah, we'll have. We want to. I want to say to reboot this work group, because we want to. For us, it's really a key objective. So we have our next meeting the 20th of September, and we want to reinforce this work group at this occasion. So if there are external member who wants to join us, of course, they are welcome. But also internally, we want to reinforce this part.
Okay. Okay. Any comment? Any other partners interested to join this? Okay, let's move to WG4 on energy efficiency. I believe that we do not have updates this time on this WG. Is it correct?
I confirm I received no update also on my side, Joseph.
Okay, okay. So let's move to the next one, is WG5 on communication and adoption. Again, I don't see André, so maybe Guillaume, you can describe this part.
Yeah, we worked together with André to update this section. So I can give a feedback. The first one is that we had the onboarding session managed by André the 6th of September.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking who is joining us. So there was a few partners. So SRS with managing some Open RAN solution. Mozark and NPerf, who are globally in the benchmark of internet access, so more on the fixed access. So yes, that was for this onboarding session, and the 3 partners after this call have already contacted me to have more information. So I think it was interesting for them. So I don't know when we should plan our next onboarding session. Maybe currently in October, not beginning of October, but I propose 18th of October. So I don't know if it's for the moment a good date, but we will confirm this date for during our next TSC. I propose we still have time to decide this. And I'm just coming back on the OSS and LF Europe participation in Bilbao. So several events. The 18th of September, there's the Linux Foundation Europe Summit, where we are going to have a short talk with Luis. We already prepared this to share to the LF Europe members the progress of Sylva. Luis has to duplicate himself because he got also an Anuket and Sylva meeting on the one regional summit, which is not on the same exactly on the same place. And I mentioned this below, but we will have 18th also booth with Luis. We will have a table on the LF Europe to exchange on the project with the LF Euro member. For the 19th, this is the start of the Linux Foundation OSS Summit. Sylva will be mentioned during the keynote about the direct fund creation. And with Philippe Ansarguet, we will have a talk about Sylva on the 19th of September. Other things is that during these events, Suzy and Huawei will have booths, and on their booths they will have some Sylva presentation. And we have also a new thing. I don't know. There will be a LF Europe booth during all the LF OSS summit. So we have been solicited to also participate to the LF Europe booth, where they will host their I think there are 4 or 5 projects which are hosted in the LF Europe Foundation. Finally, following the keynote and the directed fund creation, there are some press releases that will be launched the 19th of September. Luis, maybe you want to have a word on Telecom TV?
Yes, we have. Yeah, this is a panel that is happening tomorrow, discussing about the cloud native, the need for the cloud native, and of course, why in operators, for operators, the cloud native telco is a must. Well, I'm talking from the perspective of Telefónica, but I'm commenting about Sylva, of course, as one of the references of what a cloud native stack it is and how it can fulfill the telco requirements.
Okay, and our talk has been submitted and received by the NetworkX event. So the event will be in Paris in October. And during this event, there are dedicated telco cloud track for the 3 days. And concerning Sylva, we will be on the main stage of this event. So it's an event where we usually have 5,000 of people. So, or 2000s, I don't remember, but it's a big event. So Sylva will be on the main stage, and I think it's a very good proposal. We will have very soon our website, a marketing website, and you have a screenshot below of the look and feel, so hosted by the Linux Foundation. So for the moment, it's a one-page website. We wanted to have very quickly, so as during the OSS event in Bilbao, we will be able to share the pages to the different potential partners who will meet there. So you'll find it soon, and I put in the minutes the official link. For the moment, it's the link of the draft of the website, but you've got the URL just above this image. And last, André is managing the LinkedIn page creation. So that's all on the communication side. If you have any other proposal or any comments or correction.
Okay, thank you. Any question or comment on this part? So let's move to the last WG, that is WG6 on governance and evolution. Again, there is no Théophile, so please, Guillaume, comment this part.
Yeah, on this part, the main point, of course, is the directed fund creation. I've just updated the name of the sponsors. So Six Wind is the last general sponsor joining us with Ericsson, Nokia, Red Hat, and Equinix. So Vodafone and TIM are close to achieve their subscription. Is there any update around the table on this? Because maybe I have not the last update. Don't hesitate to comment if needed.
Well, from our side, the situation is still this. We are progressing, and we hope to join soon as premium sponsors. So is there some question on this last WG or any other issue you want to raise on this TSC?
Not on my side.
So it seems not. In this case, thank you very much for joining this TSC. And the next one will be on September 27.
And happy to meet you in Bilbao next week.
Okay. See you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, see you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.